Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to be making a video on Solana and just get right into it. I'm going to go up to the 2 week chart and zoom in a little bit, right? So I'm going to have a couple things here. I have a Fibonacci pulled up, I have a formation pulled up, and also a range. So we'll just get started on the range. I'll take away the Fibonacci and this formation for right now. So 2 week chart. Overall, we've been in a range now for, let's see, 84 days on Sol. So pretty just choppy price action, right? It's up, down inside of a range. It's not much of a difference from 3 months ago, almost now, right? Um, but the usual, when you're in the top half of this range, people are bullish. Bottom half of this range, people are bearish, calling for like sub 100 Sol and you know, fucking top of the market, bullshit like that, right? Um, just how it is. Psychology of the market, right? But just to keep it simple, we're under the 50% of this range. So you could say we're in the bottom half of this range, which is the bearish half of the range, right? Because since we're under the 50%, we could come back and test the bottom half of this range at 116. That would be about almost a 20% move from here, right? Not the best, but it's range bound. Um, take it how it is. And potentially you do have a 2 week lower high set up here, right? You have a high put in at 209 March 11th, and then you have a possibly a lower high here at, I mean, it is a lower high at May 20th at around 188, 189. Um, but the thing is, though, if this were to be a bearish trend starting, price will have to break under 116, which is the bottom, which is the bottom of this range, right? If you break under 116, right, you'll make a lower low wherever that low may be. If you get acceptance under 116, you have this other range back from December 18th, December 2023 to February 2024. You could get acceptance back in this range and get back to 112 to $78, somewhere in here, right? Um, now, say that were to happen, right? This I'm going over the bearish case first. Okay, I'll pull up to 50% in this range. You really, if you get acceptance back under 116, you're going to obviously target 112, which will probably be quick. So under 112, your first target would likely be $96 for Solana. Um, that would be the first target. And maybe if that were to happen, maybe that's the lower low, and then price would maybe get a bounce from here, make another lower high, and continue downwards maybe. All right, that's the bearish case. That only happens if Solana breaks 116, it gets acceptance under it, and comes back in this range of 112 to $78. Right, that would be your target one here at like $96. After that 50% retracement, if that were to break, well, the next target's $78. Take it how it is. Okay. That's the bearish case. Okay. A 2 week lower high, potentially, if Solana breaks 116, you could make a 2 week lower low. That would be, confirmed fucking downtrend. That's, you know, how it is. But you also have a bit of a trend line here forming inside of a range as well. Fix it a little bit. No, doesn't to be perfect. Um, now, this is like a 50-50 pattern, right? This is just consolidation. It's getting tight. We can get tight up until next month, July. Yeah, we'll probably have a decisive move by the end of this month, or July, I would say, unless this pattern doesn't mean shit and Solana just keeps going, just goes like this, right inside of the range. Yeah, that could happen too. You can't take patterns, the end all be all. I'm not much of a pattern guy. There are people out there that make it work and everything too, but they're not end all be all. But you do potentially have a support coming in around here in the higher 130s. Sold at 145 right now. It went to what, 139 yesterday. Maybe you get a short-term bounce here. I'll get into the daily time frame soon. Um, but you do have a higher time frame pattern or formation of consolidation here as well. Okay, in the overall range between 209 and 116. All right, and if this were to break to the upside, take the measured move, it could take us to around 294. Almost $300. That would be percentage gain from where Sol's at right now. 100% move. A little over 100% move if it goes to 300. So taking that off, now I'll pull up Fibonacci retracement. I'll move this over. So right now, short term, Solana seems to be getting a bit of a bounce again off the 0.236. And this Fibonacci is just a fib of this range, right? From the high of 209 to the low of 116.98, right? So if we do get a second bounce here, a bit of a double bottom off the 236, well, maybe we could try and get a acceptance back above this 50% retracement. Okay, at 163, potentially. It's interesting. Just a fib. Okay, I'll take that off now. Now, looking at market cipher B down here, uh, the 2-week weekly stochastic is reset, right? It could start to curve up at any week now. Okay, any day, any week, whatever. Also, take a look at money flow on the 2-week. It is still pointed up slightly. It's green. And it's only at 202. Okay. So that I'd take that as a pretty decent sign that the uptrend for Solana, higher time frame, isn't over. Okay, if money flow is still green and weekly stochastic is completely reset, it's pinned at the bottom. They can start to curve up anytime. And I don't go off of like bullish divs like this too much off of stochastic, but you could say it's there. You have a stochastic bottom September 25th, 2023. Swing low to swing high on price action. Something like that. It's just interesting, right? VWAP as well. Right now, it's still negative. It hasn't gone positive since March 25th, right? A couple months ago. So momentum is still, I guess, to the bearish side, right? We are under the 50% of this retracement. But that stochastic, historically speaking, Solana is still like a fucking baby chart. But if I go on a lower time frame, when it's a strong uptrend in a bull market, there will always be pullbacks and consolidation periods. When these higher time frame stochastics reset like this, historically, it's not a bad time to buy the dip. Okay. Also, there's no bearish divergences on the 2-week. Okay. And as well as last cycle, it only happened one time, so take it with a grain of salt. But Solana topped out, when momentum waves were at 100 or a little above 100. Solana didn't do that this time around. Could it be the top though? It could be the top. Highly fucking doubt it though, in my opinion. But if it were to do anything like before, get above 100 and top out, maybe that's what happens. Or maybe this tops out when it forms bearish divergences on market cipher B, right? Maybe it comes down a little more and curves back up. Now, that could also happen as well, right? There's no bearish divergences here. So I really don't see much weakness, okay, for the trend. The one sign of weakness, though, what I was talking about at the beginning of the video, would be this 2-week lower high, but that would only confirm a downtrend if it breaks 116 and makes a lower low. Okay, that hasn't happened yet. So we take what's in front of us, it's still range bound in a range. Okay, now going down to the 1-week chart, we can see here, again, not the best look, obviously. You got stochastic pointed down on the weekly, VWAP negative, money flow pointed down. Okay, also a red dot confirmed last week. Okay, but you're still in the overall range. That's the thing. This is mainly just choppy, right? The past 3 months. That's really what this is showing you. Okay, nothing really too significant here. Now I really want to get into the daily time frame. All right. So what we have here, you have a big green dot soon going to print. Price can come down a little lower. That's definitely sure, possible. But you do have a big green dot going to print here soon on Solana. And last time it did it, Solana got a bounce from what, 126 to 160 almost. Okay, nothing crazy. But that's what happened. This was in an overall range again. To take it with a grain of salt. Eventually, if we break out to the upside, in my opinion, I think that's what happens eventually. Getting in on a big green dot, pretty phenomenal buy the dip opportunity, right? As we can see here in the very beginning stages of the bull, Solana got a big green dot on the daily and went from what, $17, $18 all the way up to 209, right? Really, that was the start of the fucking trend. Okay. Now, did anybody know that was going to happen then? No. Are you kidding me? Right? But if you take it as a buying opportunity here, or to go long, whatever, historically in an uptrending market, it's not bad to take that shot, right? Also, looking at money flow here, it is pointed out a little bit, but it's only at negative 4.59, right? It'd be more concerning if money flow really started to come out and get thick, right? Something like this. That'd be really concerning. Because usually when money flow gets thick, you expect divergences to build. So if money flow is thick on the red, negative, right? You expect bearish divergences to build. If you get bearish divergences, well, price is usually making lower lows, grinding lower. Whereas if money flows stick on the green side, positive, you're making bullish or bearish red bullish divergences, right? It's price is grinding lower. Green bearish divergences, which price would be grinding higher, right? So but right now money flow on the daily isn't pointed out thick at all, right? While sentiment in the market on Twitter is fucking ridiculous. People think the top is in and everything. It's so funny. It's ridiculous. But us bulls could be wrong. That's possible too. Doubt it though. And what we have here too, if we look at the daily VWAP, we do have a bit of bullish divergence, right? VWAP is coming up while price action is grinding lower, right? And VWAP is soon going to turn positive here. It's only a -3. If VWAP goes positive, well, volatility to the upside increases, and we'll probably print this green dot, which will help us, you know, more volatility to the upside potentially. Maybe the stochastic starts to turn on the daily as well. Okay, so that's it. That's the daily chart for Sol, really. Again, I don't really see too much of a bearish case here besides that 2 week lower high. Okay, but take what's in front of us. We haven't made a lower low yet. If that even comes, we're still stuck in this overall range, right? And another thing too. So we had, a bit of a double bottom here, April 13th, May 1st, in this range. We made a higher low on the daily when we got a push up from, 119 all the way up to 189. If we get another bounce here, that could be another double bottom. Again, there would still be a completely validated higher low. Okay. If we get back above the 50% retracement, we're on the bullish side of this range. And we could expect a raise test of 189 all the way up to 209 possibly, and still be in this range, right? If we were to get back up here, well, we'd be looking for, again, higher lows, preferably higher lows above the 50% retracement. Okay. So with that being said, guys, that's it for this Solana video. I really haven't made too many Solana videos the past couple weeks, I don't think. But just zoom out, calm down, higher time frame, trend is still intact. And yeah, don't get funded out of your bags with stupid bearish sentiment all over Twitter. Yeah. So with that being said, guys, peace out. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.